All right, welcome YouTubers. GreatDanePicks.com. Libby the dog picking away here. NBA session season just started. I know I have some results. This is an audio commentary, so let's just recap some of my free weekend results, which is something I don't normally do or normally play, but I went back to paid systems for the every day-to-day type stuff. I don't feel like putting out videos every day-to-day for NBA. So how we did in the first weekend, again on the left in the black numbers I have my single game session, so that you're going to play a lot more games typically. Not my strong proponent, not the one that I usually advocate going after, but if you want a little more action, sometimes that turns out alright, sometimes it turns out better, sometimes it turns out worse. Well, the first weekend it was definitely worse because it went 3 losses, 0 for 3. Lost $6,000. Now, out in the blue columns are my normal second game. So if you lose, again, my first game losers are people that have lost one, and then they lose again. They give on my second game picker. So I feel like those people that have lost a couple times, and I've set some other parameters out there, end up being good value, right? End up getting a good value and hopefully cover. If they're a favorite, they'll win. If they're not a favorite, hopefully they'll cover. And so that happened for sure in the first session. Again, I went roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 for plus 32.72 after the VIG. So they were positive. Second weekend, both series were a little bit negative. Again, there was a push out there for Denver on one day, but other than that, minus 23.64 on my one game. On my A system. On my B system, it was minus 364, basically 2 and 2 with a push. So I'm still net positive for the year on my B system, and my A system is just in the hole. I haven't been picking well on that one. We'll see how it continues week to week on those free picks. Now, for people who are paying, I get my everyday. So this is a chart that shows the everyday. And again, we started back here on a slightly different day. Started the Sunday of that weekend, the first weekend, which is January 14th. And my first session was 2 weeks, so each one of these vertical lines is a week. And it took me almost the whole session, at least on my B series. Now, my A series is in the blue, which is the single game, right? So the dark blue or whatever blue line here. So it lost, and came back a little and lost again, right? So 9 and 14. I think that's through the full session, through the 27th. I'm starting a new session on the 28th. So again, 9 and 14, not a good pick. That's why you lost all that money, almost half your money. But I usually advocate the B series. Not to say that the A won't come back or fall further, who knows. But the A, again, same type of thing, came out 1 here, so I was like 3 and 2, but I didn't cover. I'm trying to make it to 22,000 or plus 10,000. I'm sorry, plus 2,000, plus 10% for every session, right? I got 6 sessions out here, or roughly 70% for the year would be great. So each one of these horizontal lines is $2,000 or 10% on a $20,000 starting bankroll, so $2,000 a bet. But if I lose 2 and win 3, I don't quite make it to that level. So again, I lost, but then I won 1, right? So I made it up here on the 26th, and that's where I held. So that was my hold time. And I held at 24,544, so plus 45, 44 in profit, over 20%. So it was a good session from that standpoint, if you're following me. The black dots after show where it went the day after, but I pretty much froze and held right there. Did recommended once you made it there, anywhere above 10%, right, was good. So that puts me in a dilemma for the second session. People have paid for it. I'll give them picks, but I might not track the second session because I'm already over 20%, and I might pick it up on February 11th for the third session. But I'll put black dots in here and see where we go. Again, this black dot happened to be lower, but it can be higher too, right? So you don't bet, but you would have made a ton of money. Sort of gambler's remorse, right, of not playing. So we'll see. I'll put black dots out here and see whether it was a good pickup or not a good pickup. But basically, people should have picked up good money. Again, plus $4,500 or scaled appropriately to whatever your bankroll is. So that's where it's plus $4,500 on a $20,000 bankroll. Now, if you had a much smaller bankroll, you can just divide by whatever number you want there. If you want to contact me to get on the list, it's picks@greatdanepicks.com is the email. And usually $25 is the minimum for a session for you to get you involved. So I can get you involved in session 3 for $25 if you're not already involved. And depending on what if you're betting, if you're betting 2,000 a game, again, I used to try to do percentages of people and what they bet, but it just got too hard to prove and too hard to do whatever. So I just charged $25. So if you made $4,500 and you were betting 2,000 a game, you had a $20,000 bankroll, then $25, no big deal. But if you only have like $400 to bet, right, or 200, something to bet, then I'll take a larger percentage of that with my $25 fee. But I'm fee-based. So far, we've had no head-to-heads. Don't ever play head-to-heads if they ever come up to opposing sides, because you're just going to lose the VIG. I'll show the loss of the VIG on the chart here, but I won't play it in real life. That's dumb. So what else do we got here? That's about it. February 11th, I'll pick up the third session, but I'll probably come back with a video and just see how the second session did, see how my free weekend picks are doing. Hopefully the Bs continue to do well, and I'd like to see the A's come up. I usually play, again, they're not quite as good of a favorite or good as a winner historically as my B picks. But again, my B picks were 8 and 5. That's how you should get to that. Hopefully that math adds up. If it doesn't, I apologize. But it should add up at minus 110 odds, roughly, right? That's what you're roughly going to get in these ATS against the spread picks on basketball. So I think that's about it for me. Good luck to y'all. Good luck to whatever system you're using. And feel free to visit me on my YouTube site like you're doing right now, or log into the website. I mean, nothing spectacular there, all right? See you guys.